Hello and welcome. You're here with Teresa, and today is a special request how-to video for Nancy. I had posted online in one of the Facebook groups a card that I had found on Pinterest and recreated a graduation card, and she wanted to know how to do it. So I'm recreating it again with slightly different colors. So Nancy, this one is for you. Whatever your school colors are, in this case, I'm going to pretend that they're yellow, green, and white, or even yellow and green. So the first thing you need is a piece of cardstock in the green, or whatever your color is, and it should measure 8.5 by 5.5. And what you're going to do is you're going to score it at 4 1/4, or just merely fold it in half so that your overall card measures 4 1/4 by 5.5. Now, for the inside, you're going to want to cut a piece of white cardstock to measure 4 by 5 1/4, because again, we keep coming in by 1/4 inch. On the outside, in that coordinating school color, in this case, the yellow, it should also be 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then we need a piece of white cardstock that comes in, again, 1/4 inch, so this would measure 3 3/4 by 5. I've gone ahead and from the beautiful U, not sure if you can see it, but you'll definitely see it when we stamp. I went ahead and got the image of the girl that looks like she's dancing in a puddle, as well as the word celebrate, and I lined it up as best I could. Go ahead and ink it up with some black ink. I don't want to shake the camera, so I'll just hold that in my hand. Get that ink on there. And then you want to center it on your page and push down. I like to give it just a second. You're probably a very experienced stamper, so I don't want to give too much detail, but I do like to give it a second to really sink in, and then take a deep breath and boom. On this case, that skirt didn't come out quite the way I wanted. Ooh, I didn't do a good job. If you have the Stamparatus, go ahead and stamp over it. I'm not even going to try to re-angle it. I'll just freehand it, I think, at this point. And I think that would be just fine. The first thing you probably noticed is that I'm going to use a pencil to do this. I'm just going to freehand that down because it'll be all right. And then she has a little leg, and then her little foot, and then more of a puddle. So we'll just do that. That's fine. The gown, that's the first thing you notice that was different. So again, with the pencil, what we're going to do is we're just going to create that. See how it just came in? I'm using that natural part of the image. The same thing here. I'm just going to bring it down and then just sort of connect where they did it. That's all. And if I don't like it, I can always do it a little different. I'll see what that looks like first. What I did is I took a black magic marker. I don't have the Stampin' Up! Black magic markers right now. I'm building my inventory of that. But I do have somebody else's magic marker, so that's the one I'm going to take. And I'm just going to try to make some sharp lines in here and make it look all drapey. You don't have to worry too much about the hat. We're going to cover that anyway with a black piece of cardstock. Let me see if I can hurry this up for you. Seems to me, and I don't even have my original anymore with which to go by, but that's okay. We're just going to wing it. There we go. Let's just color that in. Oh, that's what it was. I liked the way this marker, because it's such an old marker, Nancy, it's kind of giving me highlights. I remember that, yes. It's been a while since I've made that card, so it actually gave me some cool highlights. And again, we don't have to worry too much about that because we're going to put the cap on. Now, under here, I want a piece of a coordinating yellow. I think it's the yellow I want from the school colors, because I want to say my dress, and I don't have it with me. My card had red. I'm going to go ahead and put that as a bright yellow. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to pop her shoes as yellow because it seems to me they coordinated. I'm going to have to go back over some of this because I did not stamp it well enough. So let me just try to make that a little darker here. There we go. Okay. And then I do think I added a little darkness to the tip of her foot. And I probably used, in all honesty, a black pen to do that, just to give it that little flair. But here's the part I think you're probably most interested in. is the black cardstock that I used. Let's see if I can find it. And it wasn't terribly big. It's a very small strip of cardstock. Let me see if I can get a measurement for you on this. It is measuring at about 1/2 inch. So let's go ahead and cut this into a 1/2 inch square. Oh, there we go. And that's that. Oh, I should probably put a little flesh tone on her. Let me just grab the first one I found. And again, my stamp didn't quite come out, so yours will be better. So just color it in, the flesh tone that you want to use. There we go. And then you're going to take this 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch and you're going to pop it there. Now, I did use a dimensional to pop it. I do know that's for sure. Here we go. Go ahead and grab that. Pop that dimensional on there. And you're probably like, yeah, but I want to see how you did the tassel in the eye. I will show you, I will show you, I will show you. Okay, and then you just position it to cover the head and the hair. Again, that might not have been the best way. Hold on, let me see if I can fix it. Sorry for taking it off camera, but you don't want my head all in your face. I want to say it was more at an angle. Use the picture that I have. I can't see it at the same time. And get that angle just right. I think it's more of like that of an angle. I think that looks better. Now, what I did happen to have, hopefully I don't knock everything over as I try to get it. I keep a bunch of different rhinestones on hand because I'm a craft store person. And I had some that were this beautiful black. So you're gonna need that, and then the tassel. I did have to think a couple of times about the tassel. I'm not gonna lie to you. For demonstration purposes, I don't have the right color, so we're gonna use what I do have. And what I do have, I can't find, even though I just had it. Here it is some baker's twine. And for mine, we used the red. I think I'm going to use white for this card just to coordinate a little bit better. Probably should really have green, but you're going to want to coordinate your school colors. And then all I did is I separated the thread. Now, in my opinion, if I would go use embroidery thread, I think would work really well with this as well. So I don't see a reason you can't use that. You know what? I think I am going to do red, even though I know it's not going to look real good. Then all I did was I found a piece of paper that I thought was long enough. Here, I have scraps. I keep scraps right here by my workstation. Let's make it this one. And then I wrapped it a handful of times. We'll do it that many. That looks fine. Then I cut it. And just like you would make a regular tassel, this might be really hard. I hope I don't put my head in front of you to block your view. But just went ahead and cut that off, and then very carefully keep it together. Whoop, that worked. And then you're going to tie up here at the top with your coordinating one. You want to tie a knot up here. This is where it's, I'm going to try to do this on camera so you can see. This might be a complete mess by the time I'm done, but what you're going to do is tie a tassel. And I wasn't really too concerned about it. I just went ahead and cut it off because you want the look of a tassel. So what I did do is I put down, no, I think I used a glue dot. Let me get the right size glue dot. Okay, these teeny tiny little glue dots, if you have them, they're wonderful, these mini ones. Grab it, roll it between your fingers, put it on the underside of your tassel there. Make it stick to the thread and not your finger. That would be awesome. Stick it right on there, kind of a little off center. And then you're going to want to put your rhinestone, if you have the dark colored ones, to kind of blend into the cap. These are, they have the adhesive on them, so that works like a charm. And just position it up where it would for the card, and then push all that stuff down. Now, what I did for the, you're gonna laugh, I'm giving you my, I thought, well, that's about right. I eyeball things. I'm like, let's cut it to where I think it is. So I took a piece of paper and I hate giving away all my secrets, but that's what I did. I just, again, maybe I rolled this up into another dot because I want it to stick. I don't want it to come apart. Put that little piece of glue right there, and then it starts to roll. Well, that's not wide enough for a diploma, is it? No, that's not wide enough. Let me get another one. I want it to look right for you. I can always cut it at the end. Get another glue dot. Okay. And then you just want to roll it, your paper. And that's all it was a couple rolls of a piece of paper that I thought was wide enough to look like a diploma. And then at some point, apply a glue dot and roll into it. See, just roll. I don't know that I would have gone that far, but I'm trying to be quick about it. I don't want this to turn into a 3-hour long video for you because that's not fair to you. So anyhow, then take some leftover coordinating twine, which of course I did not do enough, so we'll have to redo this. In terms of measurements, honestly, make it however long you need it in order for you to tie the bow around your little diploma guy. And then again, you want to put a glue dot on the bottom, position it in her hand. Isn't that cute? And of course we would have adhered all this, so I'll do this real quick with the tape runner just to give you a finished product. I really hope you have beautiful you. If you, again, I may or may not have said this, I'm not sure. If you don't have beautiful you, check online. I would just start looking online and call, or maybe even get in touch with some demonstrators, see if anybody has it. It is such a versatile stamp set. I love it. There are other projects that I've done with it. I was sad to see it get retired from the catalog, but out with the old, in with the new. So there we go. I'm positioning it as best I can. Let's just, oh, see, I had messed up originally. I have issues. I didn't like the way that one's stamped. I was trying to practice, but you know we can do that. And you would put more on, of course, for your card. But then position this. And there you go. So Nancy, I really appreciate you showing an interest in my card. I am thrilled that I could take a minute and show you how it's done. So again, the green card, you want to cut it to where it's 5.5 by 8.5, fold it in half at 4 1/4. Then you want to cut your insert on a white sheet of paper, 4 by 5 1/4. You also want your yellow at 4 and 5 1/4. And you want this white one come in 1/4 more to where it's 3 3/4 by 5. And the rest is there. So thank you so much. You take care.